Okay, so by applying these steps, we were able to arrive at this diagram. So I believe by now we all know how we arrive at this step. By analyzing the Figma design, we are able to systematically draw the diagram that we are seeing here. So in this part of the class, we now want to convert this diagram, because that is the last part of the steps. So lastly, convert the box accordingly to HTML code, starting from the outermost box to the innermost box. So that is what I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to have a comment here. I'm going to say nav box to HTML. So nav boxes to HTML. So by examining the diagram I will just drew, so this is a nav tag, so and that is a valid nav is a valid tag name, so I'm going to put nav. Now remember, we are using VS Code, which is an advanced text editor, so we can type faster by using VS Code shortcut. So I'll just type the nav, wait for my interpretation, and I'll hit enter again. Then the next one I want to convert, remember I start from the outermost box, so I'll move to div.box1 and div.box2. so let's do that. So again, I'll use another shortcut, .box A will get me that. Then shift alt arrow down to duplicate that, and I change this to B. So now I have my box A and my box B. So the next part now is to go inside my box A and have my image box and the text. So that's what I'm going to do, and the actual image. So I'm going to have my image, then I'm going to change this to logo. Now in just a little while I'll show you how to get the image and show the exact logo, but this is okay for now. So let's move to the next box. Now to the next box, I'm going to have 4 boxes of anchor tags, 1, 2, 3, 4. But notice that this last one has a different an added attribute, which is a class of contact. So let's do that. So I have my anchor tag, so I'll do my shift alt arrow down, 1, 2, but using VS Code shortcut I can type my a.contact. so this is going to add an extra attribute, which is that of class with a value of contact. So I've done that. So let's start filling out these names like it's showing on the browser. So I'm going to zoom in a little, then I'm going to hold my space bar and drag so that to shift a little bit. Yes, this is good. So next I'll hold my control, and once my about me has been highlighted, I'll click that, and you notice I can copy the text now. So I'll do that, and I'll go to my VS Code and paste that. Next I'll hold my control again, tap on my skills and tap on this part so excuse me, and I'm going to fill in that. Next I'll go to I'll hold to my control again, make sure there's an underline under the portfolio text. So once that has happened, I'll click it, then to show here, remember this is on the properties tab, then I'll click here, that will copy. So I move to that. The next I will now move to, I'll hold my control again, make sure the contact me is highlighted or there's another line, then I tap it and that text will show here. So just hold your control to easily access the content you have on Figma. So now that I've done that, if we are done with the markup, just as we can see on the diagram or from our Figma file, and we are just 90% done or 95% done, only that the image will not show. So let's see the output first. So if I save this and go to my browser, close this, go to my about, so I'm going to see the nav bar, so I need to refresh this. I think I've not saved. Yes, I've not saved. So if I save and go back, so you notice now I'm going to see this. So this is the nav tag, this is the box 1, this is the box 2, that's box A and box B, this one is the image box, these are the boxes. So next we need this image to show so that our markup will be 100%. so how will I do that? So I already have this image here, but I'm going to shift delete that, so that we'll do that again. So delete that. Nice. So I'll show you an easy way to get that image there. So what I'll do now is to go to my Figma, then I'll hold my control and make sure I tap on any part. Now this image that I see here is just vectors that is arranged to form this image. So if I click on any part of the image, of the logo, I'll use this left side by here and tap on this actual line to make sure I have this box around the image. That shows that I've actually selected the image as a whole, not just the individual vectors. So if I click on my export and preview, you see that I'm getting the actual image. Now in order to easily save this image, I'm going to right click here, choose copy as, then move down to SVG. Then next I'll go to my VS Code, I'll click my image folder, which is empty now. Then when this blue border is there, I'm going to click on this first icon, which is for new file, then I'll add logo.svg. So I'll hit enter and paste what I have there. So that is what we have as our SVG file. So in order to easily load this image, I'll go to my about, then in this source file I'm going to load the path to the image. So dot and / to move outside the views folder. So now I have access to all the folders and files in the root directory, which includes CSS down to views. So my interest here is on the images, and then I have my logo. So if I save this and go to my browser, I will see that the image is showing. So now the markup is fully 100%. So the next thing I want to show you, what if you just don't want to copy this image, you just want to use the normal traditional way to download that. So I'll show you that too. So I'll go to my Figma file. So let's say I want to get this image here. So I will right click, I will hold my control and tap this, and notice I have this guy. But remember, the rule of thumb is for icons and smaller images, use SVG because it is way small. But for big images like this, you want to save them using PNG because it is built to handle the information that is in this image. Now if you also export this as SVG, it will work, but it's just not professional. Okay, so I will attempt to download this. Now if you're downloading an image, if you're exporting an image, it might come in a zip file, so you have to extract, then drag or copy to your current working folder. So I'm going to demo that now. So I'm going to click on export. So you notice this is a zip file. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save it in my download. I think I already have that here. So I'll click on save. So it has saved. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to my downloads. So let's go to my downloads. So you locate your download. That's where I saved my own. So, and that is portfolio zip. So I'm going to extract this. So extract here. So I'm done extracting that. So that is portfolio zip 1. So here is the folder. So where is the folder? This looks like a hide and seek. So portfolio 1. So I'm supposed to see that folder here. Okay, so let me unzip that again. I can't find the folder. So extract here. Okay, so let me look for the actual folder. So I think it will show me the designers folder. So let me check if I have. Okay, I think it's this one here, designer, then developer, then I'll have this here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rename this to user. I'll hit enter. So what I'm going to do now is either you copy this like this, then locate your project folder and paste, or use this my shortcut. You hold what you need to do now is to make sure your VS Code is ready, then we'll drag and drop. So I'll just drag this, go to my VS Code, make sure it opens, then I'll drag towards my image folder, and once you see the new background color that is there, it's showing that if I drop this image here, it's going to be added to the image folder, so the images folder. So I'll leave it there. So you notice it has been added to the images folder. So this is how you download and add an image that is in a zip file. So that's the process. So I'm going to close this. So that is all for this video. So I believe with this video we have learned how to convert this to the HTML code and how to add appropriate to get our images from Figma, and how to get our images from Figma, both SVG and the non-SVG Now there are some images which you want to download. It might not download as SVG. So once you download such images, you're going to see the actual image like this. So all you need to do is to copy and locate your project folder, which is the one that is open on VS Code, then paste it there, or you just drag and drop. but before you drag and drop, you make sure that the folder where you want to save it is already created, unless you want to dump everything here, which will not look nice. So that is all for this video. In the next video, I'm going to now teach you more things, like how to get your CSS content, and how to get your spacing between items you see on your Figma design. So that is it for today. Thank you very much.